I did it in that spirit.
You were set up. And I'm
Okay,
saying
so
you've been in this game too long to allow
I'm
these
saying it was
people.
in. Okay, I understand that. So I can take that critique. Here's the problem. Then you got people, all black people, all know, oh, he trying to holler at this white girl. Oh, I thought he loved black women. Blah blah blah. Oh, he went out on
Oh,
a date with. Wait a minute. He went out on a date with her. He had what? I mean, this is the
that
kind of
wasn't my
thing that
issue.
occurs.
That wasn't my issue. That
I
was that.
understand that,
I
but
don't care
what
what
I'm
you do.
saying,
We're ready. We're prepared. Do not give in to fear. We are fearless. This is not the time to be afraid. This is a time to stand up and fight back and to resist any temptation for them to divide us. We're in this together. The rule of law is on our side. We will not give in, not give up. We will not capitulate. We will not bow. We will not bend. We will survive.
Can we talk for a second? Um,
Can we
yeah,
talk?
yes. You know, this is and I think, Monday we had a little, I was frustrated because I really want to have solutions, really want to have conversations. And I'm not doing radio. So there are no talking points. There's no script. There's no, we have topics that we're going to cover and some history things that I have to lay out, like Omaha and the demographics. So we're going to do some research. But I just really want to talk to smart people about the things that are happening in the country, back and forth. The problem, the reason why I brought up cable news is that it is having been there. So let me just say, for those of you who are just joining us, you don't know who Karen Hunter is, and that's fine. I rarely talk about myself in the third person, but I was doing cable news before it was popular. I was on CNN with Paula Zahn for a few years. I was an MSNBC contributor paid contributor for 3 years, and then they sat me down because I said something about Mitt Romney that apparently bothered the higher ups because I thought this was a free speech. You brought me on to talk this talk, but apparently not. And I learned during those 5+ years of being in cable news where some places, and I've been on Fox, will give you what the topics are so that you can study, but MSNBC would just throw you in. And it was the 2 minutes, and it's like, how do you develop a conversation in 2 minutes? I get 2 minutes, you get 2 minutes, back and forth, blah, 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 blah. And then the light bulb came on. This is theater. This is theater. And this is the point that I was making. Y'all not really enemies. But what I'm saying is Nancy Mace is my enemy. Marjorie Taylor Greene is my enemy. She is an open enemy to your liberation, to my liberation. And we're not kikiing ever. And yes, we can agree to disagree on that. But I feel like, me personally, I don't trust somebody that's going to kiki with somebody that is my open enemy. And those people in my life, they know I don't play that. There was somebody, and there's a story I probably shouldn't share, so I won't, but there was a situation where somebody was threatening me, and no, I'm not gonna share the story. All right, let's go to the phones. But I don't play about us. I don't play about me. You're not gonna be in my face kikiing. I'll be cordial. Maybe I'm not gonna call you out your name. I won't be openly hostile, but we not taking pictures. We not going out for drinks. We not breaking bread, because I feel like the energy in this time is almost like this is the problem with Congress. I remember I did a book with Keith Ellison, and I spent some time in Washington. He said, the wild thing, Karen, is that these people will be fighting it out for the cameras and then be in the gym the next morning or going out to dinner the next day. And in that environment, because he wasn't for the kicks and giggles either, which is why he's like, I got to get up out of here, because at the end of the day, you're there to work for the people. Y'all ain't there to make friends. We're not here to make friends. And, one's spiritual walk is, personal. And I'm glad people want to be, like Christ, but Christ was flipping over tables. He was calling people brutal vipers and all kinds of, yeah, that's Christ energy I want to roll with. But that's me. And when he said, you're not perfect, I'm hearing that and I'm receiving it, And I'm feeling like there's more behind that. So I have to sit with that. I have to process it because I'm like, okay, I see that somebody today on YouTube called me a genocidal racist. I was like, what? What does that even mean? I mean, I know what the words mean, but how? Tell me, because I'm talking about racism. I'm a genocide. Like, I don't get it. I don't get it. Stuff's got to make sense. And I'm sorry, And so I get you feel like maybe your character was impugned, and I don't want to do that. As I said, I think honestly, I was having fun with the story, but I still stand by. You shouldn't have been in that lady's face. And it has nothing to do with the work that you've done or your character or what have you. Just me. I just feel like, we're in times now where we can't play with these people. They're not playing with us. They're not playing with us. So that's how I feel about it. And I didn't want to take the calls because most of y'all were going to go in on him. And I didn't want y'all to go in on him on these airwaves and me sit back and, I don't want that. That wasn't why I brought him on. I actually didn't bring him on. I thought we could have a lighthearted banter about the thing and then move on to the business. So that was where I wanted to be. I wanted to be in the business. So we have a few minutes left. Let's talk about let me see, all of y'all. I don't want you to let me see. Okay, let's take Jamie in North Carolina.
Hey, Karen. Thanks
Hey.
for taking my call.
Hey.
I want to offer some solutions, and I'm going to offer some examples.
Okay.
And I want to comment on what Dr. Eric Dyson said about you can't make a blanket statement over Black congressional Congress members, and he mentioned
Okay.
3 names.
Yes.
I have a problem with the Congressional Black Caucus. The solution. Well, first I'm going to offer the solution. The solution should be we should take a page of what when President Obama was in office and the Tea Party came to rise, and they pretty much signed a pact saying, hey, we're going to vote one way. We're going to vote as a bloc. And I think the Congressional Black Caucus need to do the same thing. And the litmus test is, hey, this is our agenda. We're not funding. We're not going to send another dime to Israel. We're not going to send another dime for a war, and we're going to vote as a bloc until we get some of the things we want. We may not be able to get everything.
Let me pause you for a second because they are called representatives, right?
Correct.
They represent. Who do they represent?
The people.
Okay. Do the people do their job to steer the representatives in the direction that they want? Yesterday, I talked about this amicus brief that the Congressional Black Caucus can push forward from their seat in Congress to push and press for the lawsuits that have been filed by the attorneys general of the United States, many of them, the black ones that have come together to file against this administration, all of the vile things that they have done that have been unconstitutional. And the pressure from us will dictate what they do. I feel like for too many years, we have allowed people to come again and play in our face, show up during election time, as Dr. Dyson was talking about, or one of the callers, and we elect them. We don't challenge them. And then 2 years later, they're back, and they've been in Congress a long time, never being checked. And that's on us, right? So it's not just about sending people to Congress, and it's not just about wagging a finger at what the CBC hasn't done. It's really about what have we not done to make sure that they do the things that we want them to get done. I completely wholeheartedly agree with you, Jamie. There should be some very clear things that we should get done, and they should all be on the same page. But that requires something of us to mount. And this is what I tried to do yesterday. Gave out the number, read off the Congressional Black Congress people, told you where to go, gave you some insight into, how we should be doing the language. The one thing I didn't do because I forgot was to put the language up on social media so you can cut and paste. But there are things that we can do that we're not doing, Jamie.
I understand that. I think for me, what I see as the biggest problem is, so we have all these different organizations and no one can get on the same page. I think the answer is right in front of us. I think the answer is adopting the platform of the Poor People Campaign.
I agree. I think what Reverend Barber is doing is phenomenal. I agree with you, but he doesn't seem to even have a whole lot of support from us. That man got arrested twice. I mean, like, he's out there literally fighting for poor people. And I don't see the groundswell because we're so busy looking at the shiny bobbing ball. And that was my point. That was the point that I was trying to make. I see Michael Eric Dyson is back. Do you want to be back on? Or why'd you pop back in? Okay, come on back in. But can you be pithy? Because we don't have a lot of time.
I will.
Okay.
I will. Am I on?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So I want to say, look, I get your point about Kiki and everything. Let me just very briefly say this. The pictures that we took, not just me and her, by the way, were immediately after the panel. So I'm saying to you, I agree with you about the kikiing and playing with people whose intent is to undermine, thwart, destroy, and kill us. I absolutely agree with that. I can take that critique. I'm saying that right after the darn panel, when somebody's asking, oh, let's take this picture, and the host, who's not come out and said anything, is saying, oh yeah, y'all take the picture. I did it in that spirit.
You were set up. And
Okay,
I'm saying
so
you've been in this game too long to allow
I'm
these
saying
people.
it was okay. I understand that. So I can take that critique. Here's the problem. Then you got people, all black people, all know, oh, he trying to holler this white girl. Oh, I thought he loved black women. Blah, blah, blah. Oh, he went out on a date with, wait a minute. He went out on a date with her. He had, what? I mean, this is the kind of thing that occurs.
That wasn't my issue.
I understand that.
I
But
don't care what
I'm
you do.
saying, drawing from that particular notion, all this came. I'm just calling back to say, I appreciate you. I understand your critique. I don't believe in quote kiki and whatever. But when the host of the show says, let's do this, and I do that right afterward, what the hell? I'm just saying.
They put our black genius in positions for their benefit, for ratings and clicks. And we can't be complicit in our own demise. And I'm looking at cable news. I wish we all would never go on. Let them talk to me.
That. But I'm saying to overlay that with the kind of gravitas when right after the show, oh, let's take some blah, blah, blah. All right, cool, blah, blah, blah. That's what it was. There's no kind of, preordained meaning to the thing, or it could be what you said.
Can you receive this? Because again, I brought you on. It was going to be fun, but then it didn't turn into fun.
Okay.
You're defending too much, and it's unnecessary because that was not something I wasn't even going to get into all of it, and I don't care about all of that. Whether
you say
that wasn't even the issue. This where I was going with this was that where we are right now, we got to be very clear about these sides, and there can't be any question about what side we're on. And when I saw the correspondence dinner, Abby Phillip taking pictures with this one, and Caitlin, whatever her name is, taking pictures with Scott Jennings, who has been horrific on those airwaves. And then it looks to me like they're in a game because there's millions of dollars that they're getting in salaries and all of this stuff.
I understand that. I don't disagree with that.
They don't even get good journalism. They don't even ask no good damn questions. So I'm just
I don't even disagree with any of that. I don't disagree with any of that.
That's all.
In fact, first of all, it was Abby Phillips' show, so it was Abby Phillips for sure.
But this is even that. We don't even name names when people were being egregious.
Gotcha.
Let the people know. Like, I don't want to have to guess who's my enemy. I need to know I could trust this person.
I'm saying if I'm at a correspondence center, that's a different story altogether. If there's some breathing room, even 5 minutes between the time that show ended and what we saw with this woman, that would be the issue. That just wasn't the issue. So that may not make a difference. I understand that. I'm just trying to explain the context. Okay. I agree with the kikiing. I agree with the complicity with the very people who are trying to destroy us. And I'm saying, but the thing I do take issue with is that the complexity, the nuance, the tradition, the commitment of what I have meant, done, and continue to do cannot be reduced to, if you consider that a mistake, fine. If you consider that a problem, fine.
Nobody's trying to toss you in the garbage, sir. I've invited you on.
Ma'am. Oh, you don't read.
Nobody's trying to toss
you might not be. You might not be, but plenty of people are.
I'm not. I invited you on. I'm not the one that's out here telling you, saying this man is not worthy of us having a conversation. As a matter of fact, I was about to go into how when two of them went left, you stayed in the paint and kept fighting while the other two were butt hurt over not being invited or whatever. I had a whole different direction I was going in, and you filibustered. You wasted 20 minutes about something that I wasn't even talking about when we could have been having a productive conversation. That's all I'm saying. And we need productive conversations from people who have been in the trenches. we don't have time for this. That's all. I mean,
Let me just say this
disheartening.
very briefly. Let me say this very briefly. You know that old story, the chicken and the pig are walking down the street saying, "Let's have breakfast." So, all right, cool. Let's both make a contribution. The chicken has to contribute an egg. The pig has to contribute his ass. I felt like I was the pig and you were the chicken. So, in order for us to have that breakfast and conversation, I got to
But
give up my eggs.
would you?
Yeah. Well, I'm just.
Okay.
You don't
All
have
right.
to. I'm just telling you how I felt.
Okay.
I'm just
Okay.
telling
And
you
I
how
respect.
I
I
felt.
respect that. I can't tell you how to feel, but
Right.
that
Okay.
was not my intent. So I
Got you,
appreciate
and I appreciate it. That's why I
Okay.
wanted to call back.
All right.
Thank you for having me on.
Okay. Thank you.
All right.
What? Not applause again, Sis? Stop it. And if we could. All right. Why am I still
Thank you.
looking at him, Sis? Thank you.
Oh, okay.
No,
Bye bye.
I'm just playing. Oh my God. You better not let him back in. I will dock your pay. Oh my God. How?
We're ready. We're prepared. Do not give in to fear. We are fearless. This is not the time to be afraid. This is a time to stand up and fight back and to resist any temptation for them to divide us. We're in this together. The rule of law is on our side. We will not give in, not give up. We will not capitulate. We will not bow. We will not bend. We